Sunday. I am just getting myself set up, so I will wait for a few more people to arrive. All right, happy Sunday. What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. I had a busy weekend. Well, there's still today, which is still going to be busy. But just having a coffee to wake myself up. Got my mug to match my yellow tower today. So, on yesterday's live, I was a little bit frantic because I had issue with my bucket systems, the nozzles or the line, the water outlet line wasn't fastened properly, so the nozzles weren't working. And now that I fixed it, I'm still having issues because I believe that there's debris from hydroclay, maybe a little bit of root rot when I was having issues, just debris from just the plants in general. And I did a nozzle check where I checked all my buckets yesterday after fixing the line issue, and I know the sound when the pumps or the nozzles work properly, and hear that it's not working quite the way it should. And now is a crucial stage for my plants because they're flowering and producing fruit. So I am going to have to resolve that as soon as possible. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to shut the pump off just for about 40 minutes or half an hour, and we're going to go through every bucket. I'm just going to take out all the nozzles at once. We're going to clean up and screw them back in. So it's an easy process. It's just a little bit tedious. The pieces are small, and I this morning I removed one of the nozzles, and there's a piston with a spring. It actually fell into the bucket reservoir, and if it gets stuck in that center column, we have an issue. So luckily the spring fell and it got stuck to the roots of the plant, so the roots actually saved me. What's up? What temp is your greenhouse? What's up, Jonathan? Thank you for joining. This is actually a Mylar. It's not a greenhouse, and it is right now it's 75 degrees, which is a little on the cooler side, but I'm trying to keep it an average temperature because I don't want my lettuce and herbs to bolt, which can happen if the temperature gets too high. So that's what I'm working on today. We're just going to go through every bucket, remove all the nozzles and the little components that go with it, try to clear out any debris. Sometimes because there is a spring with a pin, sometimes you do get a lot of debris stuck in the spring, and so this is what happens when you use hydroclay. It's inevitable, and it'll probably become even more inevitable if I start implementing organic fertilizers in the bucket system, but we'll see. So for now, I'm going to see what the damage is. We're going to get that cleaned up and focus on just making sure all the plants that are currently growing are getting watered early. Like I said, it's a crucial stage. Before we get started, I'm going to show you guys what I've got growing in the garden, and you'll understand why it's crucial that these get watered properly, because finally fruiting. So without further ado, I'll take you guys around. First, I'll show you. So the orange tower, we've got our romaine lettuce, and this looks much better than the one in the green tower, actually. The center core is thicker, and it doesn't look so, I don't know, so tender, for lack of a better word. We've got our dill, we've got parsley, I've got more romaine, I've got kale, I've got a zinnia flower growing, which wilted this morning, but we got it fixed up. So Got more lettuce here. Got some mustard leaf here. I've got tomatoes. I've got tomatoes in the buckets as well, but we're testing them in the towers. I've got more parsley. I've got basil. I have strawberries growing, trying to get a strawberry tower going. I've got my zinnia flowers. So I actually just harvested one. Just experimenting with growing flowers aeroponically. So plants are these flowers, but just different colors. And I've got cucumbers growing. I've got, all these are cherry tomatoes, the tricolor heirloom. Do I have a website? Yes, the website is thefreshprincess.ca. I'll put it in the description. But yes, so I've got cherry tomatoes growing. So the point of this is to eliminate items off my grocery bill, things that are either sprayed heavily or just don't taste the same because they've been grown in an environment where they're growing for the masses, and so the quality just isn't there. So I have a parsley tower here, and I have some flowers I'm growing as well. These are dahlia flowers. They're going outside, but I'm starting them in the tower. And then green tower was full of lettuce, but we just cleaned her up. We're gonna fill her back up again. What's up, Ray Cassis? Thank you for joining. And then our peppers are peppering, you guys. We got a lot of peppers growing, bell peppers. And I have my first 5 color peppers that are growing. I'll show you guys those. We'll go down the line, but these are all peppers here. Got a ton of flowers. Got more peppers. This is, I think it's gonna be a poblano pepper. I forgot to label them, but there's one growing right, oh, sorry guys. There's one growing right down there. And this is, I believe this is going to be also a Chinese 5-color pepper plant. This, I think, is the same. I forgot to label them, you guys. So I think these two are the same. We've got a flower that's open here. And actually, it might be different. The inside of the flower looks different. The inside of the flower is the pepper. So the petals fall off and then the pepper starts growing. And then here, I don't know what that one's going to be. And then here I have my first Chinese color pepper growing, you guys. It's so cute and it's purple. It looks like a little popsicle or something. So yeah, these are supposed to be a variation of a chili pepper. And yeah, they look awesome. So I'm really excited about those. I have some sugar baby watermelons growing here. So we'll see how those do in the buckets. And then again, the flowers. And that's my cucumber plant right here. So just trying to, oh, and then I've got all my new seedlings here growing for the green tower. So I'm just trying to eliminate as much as I can off my grocery bill and focus on growing my own food, because then at least I know how it was grown. I know what goes into it. Plus, I have a lot of fun. I get to learn how to grow food, garden, and I learn about plants, and it's just good for your overall mental health and well-being. All right, so I'm just gonna let this last watering cycle finish. Then we're gonna pop open the buckets and collect all the nozzles. What's up, MF Clone? Happy Sunday. Today is, yeah, we got work to do today. I gotta clear out the nozzles in my buckets because things aren't getting watered properly, and that's never a good thing, especially when you're at a crucial stage like I am where I'm getting fruit. So I can't F this up, you guys. All right, so I'm just gonna pause the bucket system. So I'll just take you guys with me here. I'll show you how I do that. So yesterday the pump wasn't working because this wasn't fastened, and I don't know if it makes sense, but I'm wondering if because the nozzles aren't working properly, was there like too much pressure that this kind of popped out? So we're gonna see. Maybe you can relieve some of the pressure if something is clogged in the lines. So right here is just to pause the watering. So the countdown stopped, which means it's paused. And I'm gonna have to move quickly because it doesn't take long for things to wilt. Even though there's a bit of a reservoir, there's still chances of things wilting. What's up, Freaker? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right, I'm gonna start with this end. So I also have to be careful with the buckets to not damage the plant or the plant stem. All right. And I have to make sure to not drop any of the little components, because if they fall to the bottom and for whatever reason they drain to the center column over here, then I'm screwed because I have to take the whole thing apart. And because I'm so clumsy, it is possible that that could happen. So I'm just going to be quiet while I do this, guys. All right, so Exhibit A, I don't know if you can see that, but that is so clogged up. I don't know what the heck is in that. It's just a ton of debris, and so things aren't getting watered properly, and I feel like that's why the water outlet line kind of popped out, because there's just pressure built up. I don't know, but we're gonna see. So I'm just going to, I have a tray going here. All the components are the same size and everything. I'm going to, I'm gonna just throw them all in here, and we're just gonna wipe them up and clean them. A bit of transplanting, I don't mind unless it's too much. Man, I'd be so baked doing it as well. That's so funny. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have, you know, a little edible for myself while I'm gardening and working, but today I gotta focus, so probably not a good idea. All right. Yeah, that is pretty clogged up, you guys. That's supposed to be a little spring that's completely clear, so you'll see once I clean it. But we're gonna go through, grab all of these, but I have to work quickly, like I said. What's up, Mia Lifestyle? Oh, no worries, Mia Lifestyle. The last couple lives, we've been busy. We cleaned up Green Grow Tower and all our flowers outside. So yesterday, I took all my flowers that were in the cell trays that I was starting to harden off, that I started in the hydroponic system, and I moved them to outside, the outdoor garden, my outdoor flower bed. And then this morning I took anything that was in the towers, took it out, planted it outside as well. So we got a lot of flowers happening, you guys. Oh my gosh, these nozzles are so bad. I'm gonna have this every so often, I guess. Unless I need to get foam collars that fit the 1 vessel buckets, and then I can just not really worry about hydroclay debris. Sometimes these pieces are so small, you gotta be so careful, you guys. And also, if you bump a bucket, you could like spill water everywhere if it's not aligned with the center column, so. Okay, so sometimes there's like a little spring that gets stuck, so I actually have to go in with some tweezers or pliers and get it out. Well, you know what? It's not a big deal. Gotta look at the positive in everything. At least I noticed the issue quickly, and I have a feeling that this could be good for the peppers, because sometimes in order to boost your flavor and your yield, you actually want to stress your pepper plants out. So, not be such a bad thing. Alright, we're halfway through here. So, yeah, I finished adding the chicken wire to my garden yesterday. Today, I'm going to grab some of that. I don't know if you guys remember, I was telling you about this brand that sent me some of their organic fertilizer. And it's water soluble, so it's compatible with my aeroponic systems, but I am also going to be trying it out on my flower garden this year. Alright, we're almost there, you guys. Almost there. Yeah, man, these are so dirty. They're like supposed to be just a clear spring, but there's so much stuck in there. So, good thing we're cleaning them. See, my last grow, like I said, I can be a pretty careless person. My last grow, I noticed that this was happening, and I would just kind of unscrew the nozzle and kind of like just wipe it quickly and do a quick fix, and I didn't really care. I didn't understand the importance. I guess my first grow, I was so connected to my plants, I would have never let this happen. But again, I didn't realize that this could happen. I didn't pay much attention. And then my last grow, at one point, things just were completely wilting, and I was like, what is happening? And finally I popped the hood, and I noticed things weren't growing, or sorry, things weren't growing because they weren't getting watered. So now I make sure to check them every single day. And I can also, I spend so much time in here that I'm quite familiar with the sound as well. And so I can hear when it's not working properly. Oh, shit. So that's the little spring, and then it's just full of crap. Debris, I guess. I don't know. That's the thing, is when you get root rot, you do get debris that can clog up your line. So, I don't know, I feel like there's no facts to back this, or I don't have any knowledge to back this, but I feel like that's what hydrogen peroxide would help for. To help break down all the remaining little pieces of root that break off that are from the root rot. I feel like it would, I don't know, I feel like it would clear it all out. Last bucket on this side. All right. One side complete. Now we're gonna go to the other side. I should probably just do it standing up, but you know what? Have a sip of my coffee first. I matched my mug to my yellow tower today, guys. All right. So, I'll flip you guys around and show you what we got so far and why I need to clean these. They're so clogged up with crap. So the spring is supposed to be free of any debris, kind of like that one. Even that one's pretty deep, but they're all full of stuff. So we're gonna get that all cleaned up, wiped up, get it screwed back into the system. And thanks, Nati. I love these mugs. I love the bright colors, and I love that it matches Road Tower. Yeah, so we're gonna get these cleaned up so that our system works properly again, you guys. So I'm just gonna go power through these. You guys just hang tight while I get that done. Actually, I'll put you guys on this side, move you down the line. These ones will be clogged because they didn't really clean them for too long, but I guess everything traveled, the lines are all connected, right? So best to just take it, clean it up with the others. Make sure, if we're already doing this, make sure, may as well be thorough. Sometimes I wonder, like, who am I? Be thorough? I'm so not thorough usually, guys. This garden has really taught me to action things right away. Don't put it off. If there's a problem, address it. I'm the worst with that stuff. I like to ignore things. Ignore problems. pliers. Alright, a couple more buckets to go and we are going to get these cleaned up, screwed back on, and turn the system back on. Sometimes the spring gets stuck and I have to fish it out with these pliers and then my hand's shaky and then it's no bueno. Couple more buckets left, you guys. Now you guys are stuck here. Alright, last two. Let's do this. This is so time consuming. Sometimes I hate doing this stuff. I just like to get to the fun part where I get to harvest. nozzle, you guys. Last one. I was telling you guys, don't let the spring drop. Well, I let it drop. Shoot. Alright, got it. Alright, so we've got all of the nozzles. Whew. Task and a half, you guys. What's up, John Boy? Thank you for hanging out. Right. So, sometimes I wash these. I'm actually just gonna fill this with some water, and we're just gonna wipe it off with, I don't know if I have Q-tips in here. If not, we'll just use some paper towel. This little brush here we'll use to get stuff cleaned up. All right. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to this. Get these guys soaking just so that all this debris, oh my gosh, there's so much of it already just by adding a little bit of water. I had a roast beef dinner with roast potatoes, Sunday special. Yum. Sounds awesome. I hope you enjoyed. John Boy said, somehow I've managed to have 25 clones to take care of. I see more in the future. Wow, that's a lot. Today, I did the rest of my zinnia flowers, so I have a total of 38 zinnias in my outdoor flower garden, and I think I have 12 dahlia tubers, and then I have, what else? I have something else. 12 dahlia tubers, and then I have, like 20 or 25 celosia. So I've got a lot, and this year, I posted a video about it this morning, like I did not care about the spacing at all. I just planted anything, anywhere. It's just gonna be a crazy garden this summer. Sometimes, you know, if you overthink it, you don't get the same results. So yeah, if you guys are wondering why my toothbrush is here, that's my pollinating toothbrush. You guys have seen me hand pollinate. All right, so we poured some water in here. You can already see all that debris floating around. That is all from, I guess, just stuff in the system. Is it like fertilizer? Is it hydroclay debris? So I just kind of use, but I don't really care about the outside of the nozzle because I'll clean that when I reset the buckets. What I care more about is that that is clear, that the spring doesn't have any crap on it. I'm just gonna get some paper towel. So yeah, guys, it's not all fun and games having this beautiful bin. There are tasks that don't involve even tending to the plants. It is in an indirect way, but it's just maintenance, you know? Get myself set up here. I'm gonna move my coffee out of the way. All right, so back to what I was doing. So yeah, as you can see, there's some buildup in there. So I'm just gonna use this brush and get it cleaned up. I don't have any like diseases or pests or anything, so I might just actually throw these in a bit of hydrogen peroxide, but honestly, I'm probably just gonna have the debris build up again. Unless I'm resetting the whole system, it doesn't really make sense to, I mean, unless, I don't know, I go back and forth. Is there bacteria now that's being harbored in here and it disinfect it anyways, just so that it doesn't travel through the rest of the system? Or is what's in here already in the system and it just would be a waste of time? So I don't know. So some are worse than others. But all that brown stuff is everything that you see kind of clogged in the springs as well. And this is the water source, or not the water source, but the water deliverer to the plants. So it must be clean, you guys. I gotta be thorough. Put so much work into this garden, I can't F it up now, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give these guys a rinse after in a clean thing of water. I'll add in a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. I'm gonna just flip you guys around so I could chat with you while I'm doing this tedious work. But yeah, it is not a pain because it's got to get done. But sometimes I hate doing stuff. Honestly, I'm so I like shortcuts, and this is definitely not a shortcut. So yeah, I'm just gonna power through this as quickly as I can. There's 40 nozzles clean, 20 buckets total, 40 nozzles to clean, 40 nozzles, 40 springs, 40 pistons. So unless you guys think I can do this, we've been on here for 38 minutes now. Maybe get it done by 1 o'clock. So yeah, yesterday I just had my outdoor flower garden much smaller than it was last year. Last year it was 610. This year, I just screwed something up here. Shoot. Last year it was 610. This year it's 4 by 8. And I just didn't really care about spacing, so even though it's a smaller garden in surface area, it's larger in the sense of quantity of plants. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, I have some more stuff I want to get started. So we got to start the beet seeds and the corn seeds because I want to do that on my next run. And then we've got our coffee plant, and I'm going to get a bunch of berry bushes that we're going to do. So I got to get those seeds within the next weeks, within the next week, so that we can fire up the second bucket system in the next couple of weeks. I feel like I sort of have things under control, which is like such a load of crap, because every time I feel like I have things under control, it gets chaotic again. So my gosh, guys, so much debris in these little nozzles, but I feel proud of myself that I'm doing it, because normally I would just be like, meh, it's fine, the plants will take care of themselves. You know what? I have a microphone, but I have to take off my phone case in order to use the microphone, and my tripod, my tripod doesn't hold my phone without the phone case, and so I choose either phone case or microphone. So sorry guys, maybe you can hear me better now. I'm closer to my phone. 5 by 5. What's 5 by 5? Is that the size of your garden? Is anyone doing an outdoor garden this summer? If so, what are you planting? And what is your bed like, your garden bed? Mine, I did something different this year. Last year, I dug a rectangle in the ground. 5 by 5. Oh, 5 by 5 audio. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with I didn't do anything in the settings, so what's up, Butters? Thank you for joining. All right, let me try. I don't know. Maybe I can put this closer. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me a little better. I don't know what's going on. I gotta get my tripod. I just have to fasten it with like a screw or something, so it's a quick fix. I haven't gotten around to it. I gotta pick and choose my chores, you guys. This is the one that I have to prioritize. There's always a list of things to do, and it's never ending. It's never ending. Ever feel that way, where there's just a list that goes on and on and on and on of tasks, and then by the end of it, never get to the end of it, and you're just like, you know what? Forget it. Give up. 5x5 is an audio word for your sound is fine. Oh, okay. I should know this. I went to school for television broadcast, and I took a few audio classes, but I don't know if that's an actual audio term or if it's just your term, but I've never heard of that before. So yeah, we're powering through, you guys. I'm doing all the same components at once. So first I'm just doing all the heads, then we're going to do all the pistons, then we're going to do all the pistons don't really need too much cleaning. It's more the springs that things get intertwined in, so that's my concern. So yeah, anyways, so back to my garden. Last year I dug a 2-foot deep rectangle, 6x10, and I just planted all my stuff in there. I spaced everything like apart, and even though it was such a big garden, everything was so spaced out that I could have fit way more in there. So this year I got myself, instead of having just the hole in the ground with just grass surrounding it and chicken wire as a barrier, I got myself a little foot-tall retaining wall. So you got a 2-foot deep hole plus a foot of retaining wall, which is just like cedar, and then it's filled with dirt, and then I made myself a little stone walkway in the center of the garden, and so the actual bed itself is so much smaller than it was before, but it's sitting on, so I put the retaining wall. So the rectangle in the ground is surrounded by wood that I did as like a foundation for the frame, and then I put the retaining wall on top, so it was for proper drainage, because last year I had like flooding. So I'm trying that out, and I watered the flowers time yesterday, and it seems to drain like really great. So and I know that with dahlias and zinnias, they need to be deeply watered, so you don't want water just pooling and saturating. You want a slow, deep watering. So I was gonna get an irrigation hose or like a drip, but I'll just water it myself by hand. I did it last year and it worked, and maybe in the future I'll get that next. But I feel like if you get more stuff, it can help with your plants, but it also can create more problems. And like, I already have to deal with cleaning these nozzles and making sure these lines clean. Imagine having like a leak or something on a drip pipe or a drip line, and then it just freaking destroys whatever you're growing. So because I got too much going on, I can't be bothered with that. I just grab the hose and water by hand. Alright, so I'm definitely not going to finish this 1 o'clock, but that's okay. We're almost done all the nozzle heads. I live in the woods and have to move my potted plants around the yard for sunlight. Yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of in between a lot of trees and stuff, or more forested areas, especially people that have cottages and stuff that have gardens, and it's challenging to get proper sunlight. So do you have to supplement with anything? Do you have, I don't know, do you have to like cut down trees and stuff just to make room for the sunlight? Or do you have a sunny area where you can put your stuff. But yeah, there's always stuff that you've got to combat no matter where you are. For me, where I have my flower bed, it was the whole reason why I decided to level up this summer was because last summer when I dug it out, I didn't think it through, and I thought I did a good job at leveling it, but because the backyard goes downhill, so does the flower bed. And so the back end of my flower bed would be like soaked in water hours after rain, and the flowers would really suffer. So that's why I decided to kind of create a platform border around the hole that I dug to level everything out, and then add a retaining wall, and then level out the dirt within the retaining wall. And hopefully I did a good enough job that this year I won't have the same issue. And I'm just trying to learn from my mistakes and do better this time. All right, nothing's wilting yet. We're still good. The plants can go, I think, a couple hours without water. There is a reservoir in the bottom of the buckets, so it's also quite humid in the buckets because it is closed and there is water. So I'm not too concerned. I could even turn the lights down if I wanted to, if I were really worried. But I'm not. Wow, I'm glad I cleaned this. This looks like hydroclay, or it could be fertilizer. I don't know why it leaves so much debris like that. What a mess. What a mess. All right, I'll show you guys what we're working with now. Look how dirty that is. What the heck? So that's what's been clogging up my lines, and I think because I haven't cleaned it, I don't know, I think it affected the pressure in the lines, and that's why the water outlet popped out. So I don't know, but it's okay. We're getting it cleaned up and we're getting it fixed, and it's all about how you move forward, right? So yeah, the joys of having an indoor garden. I feel like always working, always. There's always something to do in the grow tent, you guys, always. And even when you feel like there isn't, check again, because there is. Not just grow tent, any kind of garden. There's always stuff to do, guys. All right. I think I might be missing some pieces here. But it is pretty relaxing when it does get quiet in here. Here is the water trickling. And sometimes I throw on classical music for the girls. They love it. Every morning I play classical music for my plants. I'm telling you, man, that's why my garden is so nice. All right, so this is what the spring should look like once it's clean. So now you guys can understand the difference of how dirty it was. And now our system is going to run like butter, guys. Can't wait. So I'm just using this brush to go through the spring. Make sure there's nothing entangled in there. When you've got little bits of debris and roots, it is very easy for it to get caught up in there. This brush has so many little bristles. It's perfect. I actually got it with the humidifier, but I've just been using it for cleaning purposes as well, because it does such a great job. Yeah, man, this is tedious stuff. I'm going to cut out a few trees and dig a greenhouse into southern facing hills. I want to see if I can grow something during the winter here in Tennessee. Wow, very cool. Yep. Tedious tasks are never fun. So why not go live? Because if I have to suffer, you guys have to with me. Just kidding. Sorry if this is boring. You guys don't have to stay and watch. I just figured why not? I told you guys when I'm doing chores, tent chores, you guys are coming with me. The good, the boring, and the ugly. But you guys get to hang out with me, so hopefully that's enough for you. Some of these are so bad. Oh my gosh. And it sucks when you're in the middle of a grow and you have to do this. Like, it's got to be done, but it just sucks because a couple of the misters, the little rubber stopper at the end of the spring, there's like a little black rubber thing. A couple of the nozzles have the black rubber thing stuck in it, and I have springs without them. And so now I don't know which ones because I wasn't paying attention. So... we'll see if I can put everything back together easily or we'll have problems. But every time I make mistakes like these, it always teaches me what not to do for the next time. Can't believe how bad some of these. So it's been 9 weeks. 9 weeks in buckets, and this is the, well, I mean, I've done like isolated buckets where I just clean one-offs if they're not working, but this is the first on this in 9 weeks, so I guess, what do I expect, right? But yeah, yesterday I was so exhausted. I worked all day in the garden, turning the soil, adding more dirt. I had a bit of algae growing, or moss, no, algae. And so I added some vermiculite too, just to prevent that. And I'm not going to water my outdoor garden today because I'm supposed to get some rain tomorrow. It's tough to predict with the weather, and certain flowers, specifically the ones that I'm growing, they don't respond well to overwatering. So it's a constant battle over and under watering. I have to be careful with these springs. Sometimes they go flying out of my hand. But yeah, this is what a typical Sunday looks like for me. Find a project to do in the grow tent, do it, and find more stuff to do in the grow tent, and I end up spending like all freaking day in here. But I actually, you guys are one of many firsts. Normally I'm not this though, I'll tell you right now. Normally I really don't care about this kind of stuff, but now I have to care because otherwise I put all this time into for nothing. Things aren't going to get watered properly. That means they're also not getting nutrients, which means they're not going to produce fruit properly, or if any. And then what's the whole point in doing this, you know? I invest so much time into this that I have to make sure I stay responsible and see it through. despite the tedious tasks. The majority, like pruning and things like that, that's fun for me. It's this stuff that, cleaning the green tower, it's like, ugh, I don't want to do it, but I have to force myself. It's for the greater good of the plants. Plus, it's just going to force me to omit hydroclay altogether, you guys. I'm not hating on it. I know there's a time and place for every type of grow medium. But for me and ease of maintenance, I feel like I just don't want to deal with hydroclay anymore. Or, like, again, I keep going back and forth. I'm looking at the pieces of debris, and I'm like, no, this is from fertilizer. That's not from hydroclay. I do also use High Clean, which is supposed to help keep your lines clean, but all right, we're almost done. I gotta shoot. Thanks for streaming. Thanks, MF Clone. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. And again, it's not super stimulating today. I'm just cleaning out my nozzles from my misters from the buckets because the lines are something going on. There's just too much debris built up in the system, so had to stop the water. For those of you that just joined and wondering what I'm doing. Had to stop the water, disassemble all the misting heads, and just clean out all of the springs, pistons, heads, and we're gonna get them back in, and that's it. So like I said, anytime I've got a chore to do, taking you guys with me, because if I've got to suffer, it's you. Just kidding. I don't want anybody to suffer. I want everyone to have a wonderful Sunday, but I do appreciate if you guys want to hang out with me while I do my tedious chores. So yeah, in a couple weeks, I have my beautiful garden, my outdoor garden. Can't wait, and then it'll be very much in conjunction with the flowers that are currently growing indoors. Because those are going to be blooming all at the same time as well, so we'll get to do some A and B comparison. See how the outdoor zinnias do compared to indoor. So yeah, guys, all the springs are almost clean. Then we got to wipe off all the pistons, and then that's it. Tedious task complete. I can't believe this stuff gets so clogged up. Alright, so all the springs and heads are clean. I'm just going to off the pistons, but I just want to show you guys first how nasty this water is just from soaking it for the short amount of time that I did. I'm going to show you guys here. Look at how bad that is. Like, no wonder my stuff isn't getting watered. So now we got to just clean all these guys off. These have been wiped off. I should probably do a little bit better job of cleaning them, but I'm really just trying to get the debris out and any kind of staining and stuff, I can just clean that off when I reset the actual garden. So yeah, guys, that's it for today, really. Just cleaning bees. I pollinated this morning. I pruned yesterday. And today is just overall maintenance, making sure things are clean, making sure everything's functioning properly. The joys of having an indoor garden. So yeah, guys, I'm probably just gonna sign off, screw these back in, and stay in the grow tent because I got stuff to do outside. But thank you all for hanging out with me. I know today wasn't super fun because I'm focused and I'm not really engaging too much, but thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you all are having a great weekend. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. At the same time, we might transfer some seedlings and get the green door all ready to go. Might try some new fertilizers for the green tower, so stay tuned, guys, stay tuned. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off, but to all of you that were with me today, I appreciate you. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you all for hanging out with me. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye, guys. Thank you.